Come with us on a journey into the unknown, the unexplained, and the unbelievable. We will test your senses and challenge your beliefs. A world where science and religion clash. Or do they? You will meet real people and hear real stories, but you will not believe. You will witness strange sights and hear strange sounds, but you will not believe. This is the New England Ghost Project. Welcome to the nightmare.
And welcome to the neighborhood. I am the guy.
You're the guy?
Yeah, because I'm trying.
Okay, you're not hitting this opening really hard.
I know. I just got distracted. I just remembered I forgot something. You shouldn't forget things. It's not a good idea, by the way.
I asked you before the show, is it warm in here or is it not? It seems like
It's not in here.
It's not warm?
Look at Green Boy. It's not warm. Yeah. Mr. Green Screen. That's what I got to call you.
Hey.
No more Mr. Green Screen.
I get to play with the green screen. I kind of like it.
Yeah, I suppose. Anyway.
Change things up.
Yep. So anyways, it's not hot today, it's usual in itself. So that's good.
It's beautiful out, isn't it?
Yeah, we talked about it's nice out, really nice out.
Yep.
Yeah. We talked about spontaneous human combustion before. Remember?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Yeah. We went pretty much in depth in that, right?
Yes.
Do you know this is kind of weird, and I wasn't aware of this myself, but there's a strange phenomenon that we have.
Still a little skeptical of spontaneous human combustion, but
Well, it happens.
it's like
No, skepticism is a
it's like spontaneous combustion of a bag full of water.
yeah.
Well, we got a lot of
We got a lot
water
of
in us.
fat in us too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Some more than others.
Yeah, okay. You have the right to say that.
On the subject of fire,
Yes.
we come to the Leidenfrost effect.
Light and frost effect.
No, Leiden.
Oh, Leidenfrost
Leiden,
effect.
German, I think.
Okay.
Leidenfrost effect.
What is the Leidenfrost effect?
The effect that actually creates an insulating protective barrier of vapor that forms over a liquid exposed to extreme heat. So the same effect protects you when you pinch out a candle.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
With your fingers. It's a phenomenon that we're all capable of doing, given the right circumstances, like firewalking.
Yep.
Right. But that's only a fraction of what people with fire immunity experience.
Fire immunity.
Yeah, this is something new.
Are we getting into fire eating?
No, not that I know of. Why do you want to? We can. You can go.
Two things I've wanted to do in my life.
Eat fire?
Learn how to hypnotize people and breathe fire.
You hypnotize me, Lou. I don't even want to do this show.
I always wanted to breathe fire. I thought it was a cool party trick. And then I got into it a little bit and found out how they do it. And it's like, nah, I'm not doing that.
That was kind of cool. I just scared myself.
What happened?
It looks like I was frozen, but I just stopped.
Yeah. Oh, you're just...
So anyways, Nathan Coker.
Okay.
Cougar? C-O-K-E, Coker?
C-O-K-E?
R.
Coker, sure.
Sure, Coker. I was going to, if I had ever had
Cocker would have a C-K, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. If I had a girl, by the way, I was going to name her Coker.
C-O-K-E-R?
C-O-C-A-U? Or U-A? Coker? Like Eugene Coker?
Why? Because of Eugene Coker?
No.
Oh.
Then it would be Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola? That's not bad. That's not bad. It was just sitting there. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I know it. Blinded by the light.
That's not bad at all.
Anyways, Mr. Nathan Coker, or whatever his name is, was a blacksmith in Maryland who could stand on a white hot metal swill, which means drink, or put in your mouth and spit out.
Sure.
Molten lead shot.
Oh.
Until it solidified. So they could put hot molten lead in his mouth,
Yeah.
swish it around until it's solidified,
Yeah.
and hold a red hot coals in his hands.
See,
Yes.
the whole pinching out a flame thing, I get that, but I thought there was a statute of limitations on that thing. Like,
Evidently not.
Evidently not. No.
Unless he was the devil. Anyway. Yeah, so
Really?
yes, let me read this.
See, I'd pay good money to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, actually, I wouldn't. I'm kind of squeamish. So
Make a great firefighter, wouldn't he?
he would make a great firefighter.
Let me do this, Mr. Fireman. I can do it.
I was like, okay, so is that an ability you develop? What's the difference between that? How you would never get burned if that were just the universal way it was.
I would just have to look at a little bit more about this, Mr. What's his name? Cougar.
Coker.
His skin was so dexterous.
Dexterous. Okay.
Was wait a minute. Make sure I'm reading this right.
Yeah.
So dexterous. He never showed signs of burn marks.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a practice of mind over matter, or did his skin over years of handling fire get tough enough
No.
to keep him from being burnt? Hell no.
No. So how many times have you got a McDonald's coffee and burnt your mouth? This guy can put molten lead in his mouth and keep it in there?
Yeah.
Or had a piece of pizza and burn the roof of your mouth?
Yep. Can you imagine that? I just, and of course, on the opposite end of the spectrum is the pyrokinetics. Those are cool. Firestarter. Remember the little girl in Firestarter?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the one from the X-Files, too. They can attract or project fire.
What?
Attract or project fire. Firestarter. A.W. Underwood was able...
So remotely light a fire? Is that projecting fire?
A.W. Underwood was able to cause a handkerchief to burn into flames by blowing on it. The idea of starting a fire with a mine or a wave of a hand is rejected much quicker than people with fire immunity, but the former remains a favorite.
Projecting fire with your mind.
Yeah.
It would be a cool skill.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble with that.
Yeah. But what about the other one? Fire immunity.
Now, when was this guy swilling molten mercury?
It does
or
not,
lead or whatever
does
it was.
not have a date on it, unfortunately. Well, let me funkin' waggle it.
Yeah.
I can funkin' waggle. Oh, you can funkin' waggle. That's your job. Yeah, they remember the woman that sued McDonald's for the stupid.
Yep.
What was it?
Not my favorite McDonald's lawsuit either. Coker is this guy's name?
Yeah.
What's his first name?
I don't know. I've gone by it.
Okay.
Coker. Nathan. Nathan Coker. So, yeah. Remember we do remember the woman who burnt her lap and
Yes.
yeah. So McDonald's and sued McDonald's.
Yes.
So, speaking of McDonald's, right? Not all their products have been a hit. Have you aware of that?
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah. So actually, here's a list of their failures. So you want to look at that?
1871.
Thank you,
Nathan Coker.
Nathan Coker. Good job, dear loser.
Yep. List of unpopular McDonald's products?
Not unpopular, failed.
Failed. Okay. Yeah.
Number 10 is the McGratin croquette.
What?
The McGratin, like gratin potatoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So McGratin croquette.
Okay.
A special McDonald's burger was designed for the Japanese market was a dismal failure. And why did it fail? Perhaps because of the fact that it contained deep fried macaroni, shrimp, and mashed potatoes.
Oh, no. Shrimp at McDonald's? No.
Perhaps it was the fact that it was served on a bed of cabbage.
No. Yeah, no.
Or maybe the name.
But it's Japan. You never know.
Yeah, that's true too.
You know how they are.
These are the people that had what? What was that? Oh, it's crazy sport they did.
Which one?
The sex one. What the hell is that?
Oh, air sex.
Air sex. Yeah.
From a previous episode. Yes.
Somebody lost the war. About the hula burger.
Oh, I don't remember that. Well, some of these must have been regional to start. I'm sure they started at all these projects regional.
The hula burger was the most famous flop of Ray Kroc, the man who brought the small-time McDonald company and turned it into a mega franchise, and as is known today. The burger was created in 1963, my friend. Was aimed at Roman Catholics.
What?
Who were aimed at Roman Catholics who were forbidden to eat meat on Fridays.
Oh.
It was basically a cheeseburger, but with a slice of pineapple instead of meat.
Okay. Now, a nice grilled piece of pineapple is very good. I could get involved in that, but cheese? You putting cheese on that thing?
And a bun?
Especially McDonald's cheese?
And a bun?
Okay, yeah.
I
could buy the bun.
You want to eat pineapple on a bun?
Well,
I don't. If I'm going to eat grilled pineapple, I'm going to eat grilled pineapple.
Have you never had grilled pineapple on a burger? It's very good, by the way.
No, by the way.
No?
No, by the way.
Grilled, you've had pineapple on pizza, which is bread, by the way.
Yeah, but it has tomato sauce.
True.
Pretty much kills of everything. Tomato sauce is good. So
where do you fall on spam? You must have had spam.
Of course you did.
You're a spam guy.
Yeah, growing up, I mean, we must have had spam. So, yeah, I mean, one way or the other, I could care less.
A grilled slice of spam is pretty damn good,
wouldn't
especially with pineapple. That's why I brought it to mind.
Oh, okay, that makes sense because I mean, when we were first married, we used to buy those canned hams, 2-pound canned hams, and put pineapple on top of that. That was a big deal back then. So, but I've gone beyond that. Taste change.
Yeah. So again, I'm the hula burger I'm in on until they put the cheese. I could see it. Yeah, okay. I could eat it. I could eat it on a bun. Yeah.
This is the one that absolutely irritates the crap out of me. The McDLT. I'm sure you remember that.
I do remember that.
Yes. It was the McDonald's lettuce and tomatoes, which were given to I don't even have to read it. It was given to you in a styrofoam container. The hamburger was on one side and you had the top bun and the lettuce and tomatoes on the other side. When you got it, you put the top on it and you ate it. Yep. It was delicious. I loved it because you got cool, crisp tomato and lettuce, and it was really good, not the soggy lettuce.
Yeah. Where could you go wrong?
Yeah. Right? Well, evidently they didn't. It was the packaging was unwielding. I didn't think it was that
unwieldy.
Yeah. And the entire thing went against the general principle of fast foods that you had to make it yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I had to put the top on top of it.
But think about, and forgive me, all of you out there, think about the typical McDonald's clientele. They go through the drive-through. They want to pull the thing out of the bag and just eat it.
As I sit here with my
they don't want to assemble it.
My cafe. See?
Yeah.
Cafe.
They don't want to assemble the thing.
It depends what you want. I loved it.
Oh, no. Yeah.
I absolutely loved it.
I know. I'm talking about the typical customer.
Yeah. Okay.
It's too much work.
So anyways, they relaunched it. They put it together and launched it as the Big and Tasty.
Oh, yeah.
How about the Arch Deluxe?
I remember the last time I've been to McDonald's.
The Arch Deluxe. I can about half an hour ago.
I remember hearing about it. Tell me about it.
The Arch Deluxe was meant to be the burger marketed for adults.
Oh, an adult burger
with more expensive ingredients. The marketing campaign cost over $100 million, despite the advertising, which involved scenes from Ronald McDonald enjoying adult activity, like
specifically.
Oh, can you imagine Ronald McDonald and sex? Oh no, please. The product was a failure, and heads of management fell.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, think of the clientele. They don't want an upscale burger. There are plenty of places to get an upscale burger, right?
Yeah, I guess.
That's not what McDonald's is for. It's a skate your lane thing, isn't it? You're a hockey player, you know.
I never pretty much had any of those. I never
had one either.
MDLTs, I liked those were good. Oh, here's one. the McLobster. Now, I remember this.
I do remember this.
I remember buying it.
Yeah.
Why did it fail? The price. Who wants to spend $5.99 in a fast food?
$5.99 doesn't seem outrageous, especially for lobster.
The funny part about it is that, the product is available in some Canadian franchises and occasionally in Maine.
Yeah, see, you can't do that.
No.
You can't do that. You can't go sell lobster at McDonald's in Maine or New England or Newfoundland, or can't do that.
But
You're in Alabama, you can get away with that.
you know what it pretty much is now, right? It's the Demolus or Market Basket lobster rolls.
Okay.
That's pretty much what it was.
Not a big fan of lobster either.
I do.
I don't dislike lobster, but
There's unbelievable cost. They're selling them advertised now for $8.95. You get 2 rolls. They're, the finger rolls. You get 2 of those, and they have the lobster meat on it, which is honestly they're not bad at all for the price when it was $5.95.
well, how bad?
I don't want to pay $8.95 for.
How bad can the lobster be, right? I mean, it's not like they're raising them. They're fishing for them, and a lobster is a lobster is a lobster, you would think.
I mean, you mix it up with mayos. In all fairness, when you do a lobster roll, it's having the right combination of ingredients with it. It's not just the lobster. I've had hot lobster rolls, and I don't particularly enjoy them.
Got to be cold.
Yeah, the cold ones with the mayo and the lettuce or whatever condiments.
I had lobster bisque, and that was pretty good. But
yeah,
generally speaking, it's either too much work, like I would never sit down and eat a lobster.
No, I wouldn't either.
Just way too much work.
My son in Beth would do, but
or too expensive.
Jan and I go lobster roll, pretty much that lobster roll.
Yeah, but those are ridiculously expensive too.
Yes, they are. Well, try fried clams nowadays, whole belly.
Oh, but the clam box yesterday, lying around the corner.
Yeah. Look at the price on them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
All right, so that was.
And you're a whole belly guy.
Yeah, I do.
Me too.
If you're gonna go, that's the only way to go.
Yep.
Yeah. So how about the McHawk dog?
No, there was a McHawk dog.
Yes, there was.
See, I'd have bought that.
Oh, I didn't know this. McDonald's was originally prohibited from selling hot dogs because the founder considered them unhygienic.
Unhygienic?
Yep.
As opposed to a McDonald's patty?
But some stores began selling them in the 1990s. For some unknown reason, the product was never took off, despite repeated attempts to reintroduce it to the market. Yeah, you don't think of going to McDonald's for a hot dog.
Well, yeah, but where do you go?
Elliott's. You used to go to Friendly's. You could get them at Friendly's.
Yeah.
More like Elliott's or Lawton's.
Yeah.
Those type of places. Here's another one.
Richdale's in Newburyport, 25 cents a hot dog. Although that was a casualty of COVID. They haven't come back yet.
Is that the ones that's in the rotating thing that's been there since the birth of time?
See, there's a principle. For people who don't know, I live in Newburyport, and there's a 25-cent hot dog at Richdale's. And then one day, I was jonesing for a grilled cheese sandwich. I just wanted a grilled cheese sandwich. So I went to Park Lunch, and I sat down on the menu, and it was $2.99.
For grilled cheese?
Yeah.
Well, $2.99. That's not bad.
What are you thinking? That's expensive?
At first, I wasn't thinking.
Okay.
Let's leave it at that.
But it brought me to this concept that there is such a thing as food being too cheap.
Yes.
There's a point where it turns you off. It's like you want it, but then you see the price on it and you go, I'm not eating a $2.99 sandwich. It's crazy in this world.
I suppose. Doesn't bother me.
No?
No.
I mean, it undermines the credibility of the food.
How about the McPizza?
I don't remember that.
No, should I? McPizza never took off because people generally prefer to buy their pizza from a pizza parlor.
Yeah. It's like lobster in Maine. You can get it anywhere. Why would you buy it at McDonald's?
Despite huge marketing campaign, it failed.
I'm talking to a guy who's buying coffee at McDonald's, so I'm guessing that argument is lost on you.
What is your point?
There's so many places to get pizza. Why would you buy pizza at McDonald's?
So what was the coffee reference?
You buy coffee at McDonald's. There's 1,000 places to get coffee, and you still buy it at McDonald's.
Because it's cheap. It's $1.
Okay. And of course, 7-Eleven, you'd have to make your own, right?
a buck doesn't bother me
No.
because it's only a buck.
Yep.
And I have my with that sausage
Do you pay with
McMuffin?
Do you pay with a debit card?
No.
Okay.
I always pay with bills, so I get my change and I can put my change in my pickle bank.
I see.
I'm saving for my retirement.
Mm-hmm. How often do you go through the drive-through for coffee and that's it?
Never. Coffee and this sausage. Okay. I do that
right.
every Monday.
Yep.
On the way here. How often do I go to McDonald's? Yeah, not that often.
Okay.
Used to go more than I do now, so
yeah,
never do. So anyway, so my pizza failed because people, you know what? Here's one I have no idea why it failed. McPasta.
No, because again, the McDonald's customer wants to eat it with his hands. He doesn't want to take a fork out. No.
McDonald's tried more than once to market pasta with the likes of lasagna, fettuccine, spaghetti, meatballs added to the menu.
No.
Most likely cause of
McDonald's lasagna? No. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Too bad.
See, that's challenging my second guy theory right now. Because someone in the McDonald's offices had to say, let's sell lasagna. And there needed to be some guy going, that's a good idea. Let's do that.
So he tried it in New Zealand and Australia too. Try to go put it in the kids.
Okay.
Meal. Try to go in the kids' meal.
All right.
Didn't work.
No, even there. That's a place where it makes sense. What do they know about pasta? Yeah.
Wow. Are we racist?
No, it's not racism.
You had kids, right?
Yes.
Yes. So
2 very lovely kids.
I know. Did they eat SpaghettiOs growing up?
SpaghettiOs? No.
No. Oh
No.
my God. That was like the staple during the 70s.
I'm Italian. You think I'm gonna give my kids SpaghettiOs?
That's true. Yeah, okay, forget it.
No.
That was like a big thing. Hot dogs, SpaghettiOs, they love that crap.
Plus, by the way, it's just as easy to make up some angel hair and sauce as it is to
No, it isn't. To open the can up. No.
Well, you gotta heat the can up. Yeah.
Yeah, but how many pans?
Yeah, true.
Uh-huh. All right, McPasta failed. What the hell is this? McAfrica.
See, that's just problematic right from marketing right there. Okay, what are they feeding us as McAfrica?
I have no idea what this is. This has got to be bad.
Mm.
What is the worst thing you could possibly do when widespread is in Africa? Widespread famine is in Africa, all over the news.
Oh, God.
Release the market McAfrica burger.
Oh, God.
Something to chow down on while watching the poor starving people on TV.
Why was it called a McAfrica? What made it?
I'm trying to find that out. The problem with this product was not the bad flavor. It was terrible timing of the advertising campaign. It wasn't the first time McDonald's made a mistake. In Norway in 2002, they released the McAfrica, which contained beef and vegetables in the pita bread. The backlash was so severe. McDonald's put up donation boxes for the God. African famine.
What was the perceived gain? What did they think they were gaining by calling it the McAfrica?
I have no idea. This is bad.
It's got to be a taste of Africa, some kind of African tinge to it or something.
You're going to love this.
Yep.
With such brilliant marketing, perhaps we can look forward to the Holocaust.
I was thinking the India burger. Oh, the McIndia. just not reading the room.
The McCovid burger.
Oh, God.
Yeah. All right, we are so bad. Number one, I don't see why this is number one, because there are far more worse than this. The McLean Deluxe.
McLean Deluxe.
McLean Deluxe.
Okay. I think I've heard of it. But...
This sounds like doesn't sound bad to me. The first problem with the burger is that men were turned off. I ain't eating no freaking McLean, nothing.
Not because of the name. What was?
Yes, they were.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How was it lean? It was low fat or something?
Yeah.
Other than the 60% fat.
The problem was its taste.
Yeah.
In the ads, McDonald's sold it as a low fat but tastes great. It didn't.
Yeah, no.
The fat was removed and replaced with water. But to make the water stay in the meat, they mixed it with carrageenan, Carrageenan. It's seaweed.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
The burger tasted awful and had limited market, failed
know.
dismally, which is really no surprise.
Again, and I know this is a world where there's non-alcoholic beer, but no one's going to McDonald's for lean stuff.
No.
Right?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No. You don't. Well, that's not. They do have their salads. Women
They do have salads.
Yeah, women like to buy salads because they think they're doing good.
I guess, but
they add chicken to it, and
I suppose if you're stuck with the kids and you're going for Happy Meals and you got to buy something on the menu.
I mean,
right?
it's all about the kids, anyways, right? McDonald's is a kid place. Ronald McDonald is a clown.
My favorite McDonald's lawsuit.
Yeah,
this woman who sued McDonald's. She was trying to get McDonald's to pull the toys out of the Happy Meals.
What a killjoy! Because
she couldn't keep her 6-year-old daughter from wanting the Happy Meals because of the toys.
Oh, really? That's so sad.
My kids, and I'm not militant about this, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't want to eat at McDonald's, so my kids didn't eat at McDonald's, you know? It's like, we went to McDonald's once a year for Shamrock Shakes. That was the big thing. It's a big trip to McDonald's for Shamrock Shakes.
You know, I used to like the shakes, but I don't like them there anymore.
No?
No.
The Shamrock Shakes, but geez, once a year, that's more than enough, too.
Yeah.
They're just so rich.
Although their apple pies are like delish.
Yeah, everybody likes the apple pies.
Apple pies are delicious.
Fries are still
if
good.
They're made right and you get them hot.
Yep.
Yeah. Usually I'll eat my fries before anything. I'll just go from all down.
When I was younger around here, the daily routine was going to Burger King for a chicken sandwich and then getting the fries at McDonald's. I'd go through both drive-thrus.
Absolutely hate Burger King.
Yeah. I agree with you, except for the chicken sandwich was good.
All I can see is that fat falling off the grill. Whatever. I don't know. But, you know, the McBlain, didn't they replace that with the fake burger? The veggie burger?
Yes, that's what I was going to ask you about.
Yeah.
So I know they served...
everybody has a veggie burger.
Burgers. They still serving it? Is anyone buying it?
I don't know. I mean, there was a big...
A couple of years ago, that was a big thing.
Well, not even a couple of years. Not too long ago, we heard a lot about it. You know, Dunkin's. We heard Burger Bath. All the other ones, they had these.
Everyone was wound up about the Impossible Burger.
What's the Impossible Burger?
That was the one that, I mean, there had been other veggie burgers, but this was the one that kind of kicked it off, that they had a new way of doing it with some process that imitated red blood and that type of thing.
What did it do to your arm?
What? This?
Yeah.
Tattoo. I've had a tattoo for a while.
What was that? Concentration number?
Yeah.
From here?
Could be.
From here?
Could be, yes. My tracking chip. I got vaccinated. I got a tattoo for my vaccine.
What does it say?
Just a Tom Petty lyric.
What is it?
You wreck me, baby.
You wreck me.
Yeah.
Of all the Tom Petty ones, that's the one you pick?
Yes.
Huh.
Oh, well, which one would you choose?
Don't back down.
Don't back down. It's good. It's a good one.
No,
There's a ton of them.
I know.
Yep.
He's dead, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. You want to try to talk to him?
Tom Petty seance. That's a great idea. By the way, that would be great marketing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
But you'd have to call up Tom Petty to get any success, right?
Yeah.
By the way, you know there's a bourbon.
Bourbon burger?
No, this was brought to my attention.
Good idea.
It's brought to my attention on the Sirius show.
Yes.
Because me and one of my partners used to do a little bourbon segment because we both like bourbon. Mm. There's a bourbon called Blackened.
So what's the difference between bourbon and whiskey?
It's the grain mash. It's the percentage of corn.
All right.
Bourbon is got to be 50% corn.
Not big on either one.
And it should be made in
Scotch. I'll drink, but not.
Yeah, it should be made in Kentucky, but they've loosened that too.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
And it has to be made in the United States, the U.S. There's a bourbon called Blackened,
Mhm.
which is put by one of the guys. It's the management team includes one of the guys from Metallica.
Yeah.
And what they do is they put the bourbon in the barrels and they age it, pumping Metallica music. Into the barrel. It gets worse because my buddy,
Sorry.
my partner, he just came out here a couple weeks ago, and we went out to see a game together.
Be careful what you say partner nowadays.
Yes, my broadcast partner. We went out to see a ball game, and he brought me a bottle of this Blackened, and there's a barrel mark on it, the specific barrel, and different barrels have different playlists of the songs that they use. But think about this. This is such a great marketing idea.
Oh,
I mean, if you like Metallica, fine, but this should be Tom Petty aged bourbon or Elvis aged bourbon.
Yeah. But that's not the first time it's done. I mean, you look at, Crystal Skull vodka. You get a vodka and a Crystal Skull promoted by Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, there's a lot of celebrity. Yeah. There's a lot of celebrity spirits out there. Yeah. Everybody's got. Everyone's into some kind of. The Rock's got a tequila out.
I don't know what they do. I mean, it's like flavored beer. Why? They shouldn't call it beer. Just call it something else.
Bourbon spirits is kind of like craft beer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and even me, I like to taste around and try different stuff. So
yeah,
kind of interesting.
Speaking about beer, you know how we like our beer cold, and actually it's delicious cold. But in UK they drink beer warm.
Yeah,
I was watching a new series.
Guinness too.
I know.
Warm. Oh,
except.
And listen, I recuse myself from the beer conversation because I'm like a Coors Light guy.
Yeah,
like I'm not into craft beers.
Yeah, I mean neither. You and I are exactly like.
Yeah,
but their ale is cold, I think, or I get it reversed. No, ale must be cold. Bitters, I forget it now. I'm screwed up. But anyways,
I know Guinness is served warm, and that's a beer. It's not an ale, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I was actually watching this new series called Murder Call. It's an Australian series, and there was just one part that was.
When did you find this?
Tubby.
Okay.
No, on Prime.
Okay.
Prime. Good series, by the way. Really good, actually. The stories are really good in it, but it's an Australian series. But the interesting, they were having this go away party.
Can you understand them? Is it an Australian accent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I always put on closed caption.
Closed caption.
Yeah. So same with the English. I always do that. I have to. Actually, it was Endeavor. No, it wasn't the murder thing. It was Endeavor, which is a really great series too. But anyways, they were on a going away party, and the guy came out and he was talking at the end. That what the host of the party came out at a pub, and the guy comes out and he says, "You got to come in. Your beer's getting cold." Which is like totally opposite.
Totally opposite.
What we would say here. Anyway, all right. So enough of food and drink. Well, you can't have enough of it.
Yeah.
So
I'd be interested to see the same list on Dunkin' Donuts and failed products.
There is none.
Oh no, they've had some stuff that
I like their apple pies, but they never came back with them.
They have grilled cheese now.
Yeah,
and avocado toast. That was not
good. Are you an avocado person?
I love avocado. Yeah, you don't?
I don't know. I don't think I do.
How do you not know?
I don't know because I had it so little that I have no clue.
Have you had guacamole?
No.
Go have some guacamole.
Why?
Find out.
Just the name turns me off. Guacamole.
It's quite good.
Fine.
Don't let it, don't miss out just because you're a little put off by the name.
I'm not a Mexican person anyway, other than tacos that I make at home.
Okay.
I've had like gourmet tacos and they suck. So.
Do you like chips, tortilla chips?
Yeah, they're all right.
All right. Yeah.
Whatever. Whatever. Anyway. All right. So we were
take those guacamole, take those avocados and grill them. A little olive oil, a little salt and pepper. Oh, very good.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
And then what you do is you split them and you little olive oil, a little
you
pepper.
Go that road.
You grill them and you put some crab meat in them with a little remoulade sauce. Very, very good.
Yeah, freaking Italian.
I don't know if that's Italian, but okay. Yeah.
Whatever. Can I go on now?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
No more avocado, guacamole.
I think I'm done.
Okay, fine. We were talking earlier about fire, right?
Mhm.
About fire and fire people phenomena. So, you ever hear of the case of Donnie Decker?
I don't think so.
No relation to the receiver. On February 24th, 1983, a funeral was held in Strasburg, Pennsylvania, for 63-year-old James Kishar.
Okay.
His 21-year-old grandson, Donnie Decker, had been granted a furlough from the county jail to attend the funeral.
Nice of them.
Yep. He was serving a 4 to 10 month sentence for receiving stolen property. Not the worst thing. What he had not told people was that James had physically abused him since he was 7.
Oh,
He felt that
I sense drama coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He felt that the evil in his life was finally gone. That's probably why I wanted to go to the funeral, make sure he was dead and buried.
No, I think he probably had something else in mind, but okay, let's go.
Yeah. But it apparently manifested itself different that night. Donnie, angered by his parents glorifying James, decided to stay the night with his friends Bob and Jennifer Kiffer.
Mm-hmm.
While at their home, he had an uneasy, chilled feeling overcome him. Suddenly, water began to drip from the walls. He fell into an eerie, trance-like state. After the water started dripping from the ceiling, the Kiffers decided to notify the landlord because they figured pipe had broken.
Oh, so this wasn't just happening in his head.
No. This was
the water was dripping for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, this was in the guy's house.
Mm-hmm.
Whoop. Stop back, going back there. All right. Started dripping. Okay. When he arrived, he was surprised at the amount of water coming from nowhere. At first, the Kiffers thought it was a plumbing problem until they realized that there were no pipes in the front of the house.
It was leaking, yeah.
Okay. They also noticed that the water was not just falling downwards, but also coming up from the floor.
What?
And moving sideways. Ron called his wife, Ramone, Romayne, Ramaroon. I don't know.
Sure.
And the police. Officer John.
The police.
Yeah.
I would like to heard that dispatch call.
Yeah. Officer John Bogan and Richard Wilbert went to the home. They were shocked by the amount of water coming from nowhere. They were also surprised when they saw it traveling horizontally. Got to scroll a little bit.
Yep.
Which is always a treat in this computer. Okay. They also were surprised when they saw it traveling horizontally. Even more strange was that the phenomenon was only occurring in the living room. The officers filed a report with the police chief. Don and Kuipers went across the street to a restaurant. There's water coming all
So
over
the
the
officers came and said, and then filed the report and left.
What do you want them to do?
I don't know.
What do you want them to do, Lou?
I don't know.
Ron and Ramone decided to stay behind. Right after the rest of them left, the rain and mist completely disappeared.
Really?
It just stopped and disappeared.
Okay.
They felt that one of the people that had left was connected to the mysterious rain.
So you troubleshoot that. You bring them back one at a time and see if it starts again.
23 hours has passed since then. Okay. Keffers and Dawn arrive at the restaurant, which was owned by Pam Scrofano.
Paisan.
Yeah, evidently.
Yeah.
She visited the home earlier and witnessed the rain firsthand. She was convinced that the devil was responsible and that it was working through Dawn. Suddenly, rain started falling in the restaurant as well.
Get out.
Nope. Pam gave him a crucifix, which started to burn him.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. She told him to contact the church and perform an exorcism. When John and the Kuipers left, the rain stopped.
Get out. Wow.
Okay. Back at the Kuiper home, Ramone, or whatever her name is, confronted Dawn about somehow purposely causing all the problems. Suddenly,
See, typical.
typical woman, yeah.
Yeah, why are you doing this?
It's all your fault.
It's all your fault. Exactly.
Suddenly, pots and pans started moving
Uh-oh.
and were levitating off the ground. And he was levitated off the ground.
Ooh.
Oh. Then he was thrown violently across the kitchen. A few hours later, his office returned with the chief of police, a hardened skeptic.
Except
What?
he can only be so hardened, because if you're that hardened, you're not going out on this fakakta call.
And he says, that's a bunch of BS. Let me go. I'll straighten this out in 2 minutes.
He's going to stay in his office and drink. He's not going to go on the next call.
Yeah, that Aerosmith bourbon.
No, Metallica, but okay.
Metallica,
Yeah.
whatever. So, could be African bourbon. Total bourbon.
Bourbon's supposed to be American.
Yeah, total bourbon could be. Yeah, total bourbon. That's what I was
Toto.
thinking of.
Oh, yeah, Toto, sure.
Yeah, rains in Africa.
You could have a nice yacht rock.
I'm in the rains on the
You
night.
could have a nice yacht rock bourbon where you just play a bunch of, Toto and
Yeah.
Little River Band and
Yeah.
whatever constitutes yacht rock.
Hey, I got one.
What?
For those who want to take their own life.
Oh, no.
Nirvana bourbon.
Not necessary.
Honestly, if I made that music, I'd.
Not necessary, no.
Wait a minute. So the
You
police
tell me people wouldn't buy a Springsteen bourbon?
they buy anything.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Buy a Brady bourbon.
Or some Jimmy Buffett tequila?
Oh, they already must have that.
Yeah. Well, I believe he has a tequila brand.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Sammy Hagar does. I know that.
All right. So the chief came back. He seemed adamant it was a plumbing problem
Mhm.
and not supernatural. He ordered the officers to leave and not to come back and not to file a report. Okay.
Yep.
So much for what's that, transparency?
Okay. I'm be hitting up the girlfriend for assault. I mean, she got mad at the guy and he was levitated off the ground.
No, the other guy was levitated.
Oh.
Not him.
Okay.
The next day, against the chief's orders, 3 officers returned to the home and tried to figure out what happened.
Donuts in hand. You got to see this.
I have a McPizza. One gave Don a crucifix, which burned in his hand. The rain appeared, and he was thrown across the room. The officers then noticed 3 claw marks on the neck and blood coming from them. The officers involved still can't explain what they saw. Finally, on the 3rd night, Ron convinced an evangelical preacher to come and attempt an exorcism.
Mm-hmm.
Other priests and ministers had turned him down. When the preacher began to pray, Don began to convulse violently. Those present seemed to notice a different feeling at the home, and at the end of the prayer, the rain stopped and never appeared again in the Kiefer home.
Yeah, but they must have had some black mold as a result of that. They're not selling that house.
It appeared the bizarre incident was over. A few days later, Don returned to jail and finished his sentence. While back in there, rain began to materialize in his cell. His cellmate became drenched in water. 2 guards and a janitor reported seeing the rain. This time, however, Don felt that he could control it. Okay.
Stockholm syndrome.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
All righty, ready. Where we could control it. One guy told him to make it rain in the warden's office. Just moments later, water appeared on the warden's shirt.
Oh, God.
A reverend was sent to the jail to meet with Don. The smell of death came through the area that they were in. He witnessed the rain appear in the cell as well. It did so on Don's command. The reverend opened his Bible and it did not get wet. He prayed for him and the rain stopped. The reverend also performed a ceremony on him. Eventually, mysteriously as it began, the rain stopped. The rain never occurred since. But Don and various witnesses still do not have an explanation for what happened.
All right. Do you know any priests?
I know lots of priests.
You know lots of priests?
Yeah.
Okay, we need to get. Can you imagine what priests hear on an occasional basis about what they need to go exercise, quote unquote exercise? I bet they have some stories.
In 2012, by the way, Dawn was arrested and charged with arson. Yeah, people say that this was all the result of an ice damming on the attic roof, in the restaurant, in the Kaifa home, and in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Skeptics love them.
Might work on the house, but no, not.
Yeah,
those other
I can see the house,
Yeah.
but no, not at all. So what's the deal with the priest now?
Have you ever priests get called out for all these things, all these exorcisms, and to deal with all these demons and help and everything? I mean, I don't know how often it happens. Have you ever heard a priest tell you a story about being called out for something like that?
They do get calls on that. They keep it, of course, pretty close to the vest because it's confidential. I mean, through the church,
Yeah, but you could tell the story without giving up the person's house or something.
I know
right?
that our priests. I don't know if you're a Catholic, you should know, but there's a blessing you do on your house. It's during the Epiphany when the three wise men come.
Yep.
There's a prayer and there's a chalk, and you say the prayer and mark the blessed chalk. You get that there at church, and you mark it over your doors and all your houses and your house, and it brings wealth, posterity, all that stuff. Protects your house, basically.
Do you have like on-call priests for the team in case of?
No. So, anyways, our priest was talking about that when it rolled around again, and he was saying it worked really good. He says, I had a parishioner who called and was having all kinds of things happening on their house, and he said they did this and they didn't have any problems. So, so there you go. Take it for what it was. But yeah, I mean, I've done a couple cases through.
Are these rituals taught in the seminary?
Yeah, I mean, when I first started this, I worked with Brian the monk, who was a Franciscan, right? Actually a friar. But Bob Cahill gave him that nickname, Brian the monk. But yeah, and I've gone on a couple of exorcisms with him because he was an exorcist for Franciscans, and yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff. I'll tell you that much.
I'll bet.
But
sit down and have a warm beer with a priest. A warm beer with an Irish priest. To hear some stories.
I mean, it's. I mean, I have my relic, my saint's blood from Brian. So he gave me some because we were supposed to go do an exorcism, and then they called it off, and he had already gave them to me, and so he told me to keep it, and I've been using it to like people or terminally ill or having serious problems. Like give them some of it with the prayer and stuff so that they can do what they have to do. But anyway,
why did they call off the exorcism?
They probably just felt funny about it. Who knows? Like people are people.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's somebody we should get on the show. I don't know if I've been out of touch with him for years. I mean, years. He got his degree in nursing and went to the Indian reservation to work there to help them out in Arizona.
Oh,
yeah. So if I can track him down,
I bet it'd be fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got some really interesting stories. But anyway, all right. So how are we doing time wise? Okay, we got that. Yeah. Any questions on any of that stuff that we've talked about that you want to mention?
No, we just talked about this. Like I said, this whole that's a really interesting story because that would freak me out if you got water coming from places where there shouldn't be water.
Well, we talked about that for the one in Methuen, right? Years ago.
Refresh my memory.
We've talked about it a couple of times. There was a house in Methuen that the same thing occurred on. It was a water sprite.
Oh,
yeah, that's what they call it. But yeah, yeah.
But that's not demonic, right? That's sprite sounds playful, but
yeah, I mean, somebody's demon is another person's ghost is another person's whatever, alien.
Yeah.
it's somatic. It's what you believe in, right? So, right?
Yep.
So one person's healing with what did you call it? Spiritual healing, Reiki, whatever thing,
Right.
is another person's miracle, is another person's, evangelical thing, or whatever.
Do you ever get called by real estate agents or new homeowners?
You
should start a service,
one
like a home inspection service.
one Halloween, I get,
There you go, like an inspection service.
I already thought of that, but
Yeah.
They do have them, by the way.
Do they?
Yes, they do for house clearers. They'll go in and clear the house with muju, sage and stuff like that. But anyways, one Christmas I got, not Christmas, one Halloween, I was contacted by a big realtor, and they were having a big party in Salem,
Mhm.
and they invited me to speak, and I did the whole thing on realty. Realty ghosts and all that stuff. So haunted houses, basically, in the laws and some of the famous cases of them, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, sounds like fun, actually.
It was very good. Yeah, the food was good and got paid. They gave me $100 tip, so it wasn't too bad.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I said. Wow.
Good spirits in that house.
I'll say. But anyway, all right, we are running down towards the end of the show, and I was just trying to find something quick that I could use in this.
Spirit Quest is ramping up.
Yeah. Oh, check this out.
Mm-hmm.
We have time? Yes, we do. Do we? Oh, yes, we do. 5 most badass nuns of all time.
All right. Excellent.
How about that?
Yep.
Okay. Sister Katrina de Iraku, the Hitman in Habit.
The Hitman in Habit?
Hitman in Habit.
Yeah.
Because a nun wears habit, right? Okay. Katrina was a runaway, a Spanish nun turned hit woman in the early 1600s. She ended her career as an almost respectable Mexican mule train driver.
Oh, God. Sounds like a Tubby movie.
After being personally pardoned by the Pope.
Oh, really?
Clerics and religious figures were tried by clerical courts, and no one could figure out what to do with the badass nun. So they just kept moving it to a higher court. The Pope finally got the whole thing and was fascinated by it, so he pardoned her.
Nice. Okay.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Mule train driver. Being a hitman in the habit is sufficiently badass to put Sister Katrina on the list. But wait, there's more. Sister Katrina died following a duel with the husband of a woman she was hot for.
Oh, God.
It appears that Sister Katrina was America's first lesbian independent teamster.
A lesbian hitman.
Yeah, and apparently her life story was written in 1641.
Wow.
Unfortunately, you can't find the book. Annie Pachin, the warrior nun. Sounds like something for the WWF.
Yeah, I think you better hold on to that one.
We're running out of time.
We're running out of time.
Crap. All right, we do have to go.
That first one sounded like a Tubby movie.
It does.
It does.
It does.
Yep. Or a Quentin Tarantino
what was
movie.
that one we saw? Nuns with guns?
Nuns with guns.
No, naked nuns with guns.
Naked nuns with guns.
Naked nuns with guns. Not that we saw it.
Don't say we.
Yeah. We just.
Oh,
that was the intro.
I played the opening.
That was the intro. Yeah. What the hell?
All
right, we got to go. Thanks for listening. Check out tickets for Spirit Quest are available. Go to neghostproject.com, the letter N, the letter E, ghostproject.com. Thanks, Lou.
From ghoulies to ghosties, long-leggedy beasties, and things that go bump in the night. Deliver us, good Lord,